Well, with the incredible rise of cryptocurrency, it's time to start talking about how we can invest in the space safely and in a diverse manner as well. Jeremy Britton is the CFO at Boston Coin, and he joins us now to tell us how can we get further involved. Welcome to Ticker News today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, of course, Elon Musk, we know, recently bought a whole bunch of crypto. Who's investing in the space right now, do you think?
Well, traditionally it was the geeks and the computer nerds and those sort of people, and only in the last 12 months have we seen the billionaires jumping in, like Michael Saylor, Elon Musk. Warren Buffett's investing in Bank of America, which owns more blockchain patents than any other company in the world. So it's starting to be the billionaires, but also what we're starting to see, there's around about 38 countries now who are actually looking into central bank digital currencies. So cash is going the way of the checkbook, and most of the Western world is actually working on central bank digital currencies. China is actually leading the charge with that, and replacing their paper currency with a digital currency. So it's becoming very, very mainstream very quickly. Like 2 or 3 years ago, it was just your geeky friends. Now it's the world's billionaires and the world's governments getting into crypto.
So we want to talk about how we can invest in more diverse ways, and so mono funds is a part of this. Why do you think crypto mono funds are necessary at the moment?
Well, there's a lot of people out there who are traditionally invested through stockbrokers. They've invested into stocks, and not just retail people. We're talking pension funds, superannuation funds, 401ks in the States, that sort of stuff. So they're set up to buy stocks. They're not set up to buy crypto. And by people actually creating these mono funds, where they actually package like a Bitcoin or an Ethereum into a stock, and they can actually buy that much more easily than changing their systems. So there's mono funds are basically set up so these big institutions can actually buy crypto more easily, just the same way they've been buying stocks for many years. But it's interesting because the big institutions, when you're investing with your superannuation fund or your retirement fund or whatever, they're usually not invested in just one stock. They're invested in hundreds, sometimes thousands of stocks. And with crypto, they've decided to go with one, two, or maybe three different cryptocurrencies. So it's not very diversified and not very safe for the investors.
So do you know who is investing in mono funds at the moment? What sorts of people?
Well, it's the big institutions primarily. Again, pension funds, retirement funds, some large companies are investing 5% of their cash holdings into Bitcoin, which is something that Elon Musk did with Tesla's money. And they're putting in through the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and Morgan Stanley's got a fund, and MicroStrategy, Osprey, a few other people, but it's primarily into Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's why we're looking to encourage people to actually diversify and get exposure, because if you invested in, say, technology stocks before the tech wreck in '99, Apple and Microsoft lost 80% of their value in the next 2 years. And obviously, if you invested in travel stocks before the pandemic, your portfolio would have tanked. But if you had a diversified portfolio of 20 or 30 different companies, then you would have done much better.
And just to finish, what would you like to see? Obviously, the space is, it's relatively new, at least in mainstream. What would you like to see change and develop in the next few years?
I'd really like to see the big institutions creating more diversified funds. There is one diversified fund at the moment. It's just started. We've been running with our diversified fund for 5 years, and we've been solo in the space. So not just the first man on the moon, but the only man on the moon, and it's getting pretty lonely. Morgan Stanley started a diversified fund, but their minimum fund requirement is you have to put in $2 million before they'll start a diversified portfolio. So we really want to see a retail offering. All the fund managers out there who have been traditionally doing stock portfolios for the last 40 or 50 years, they can actually create a diversified portfolio of cryptocurrency where retail mum and dad investors can just walk in and actually get one of these, for a couple of $1,000s.
Jeremy, great to chat today. How can we learn a bit more about the work you're doing at Boston Coin?
We have bostontrading.co, which is where we have our diversified fund we've had for the last 5 years, and it's been doing very, very well. Outperformed Bitcoin for the last 12 months and 18 months, which was not our intention. We wanted to be safer than Bitcoin, but we're actually outperforming. And we also run a not-for-profit organisation where people can learn more about crypto for free, completely unbiased, find out how to get free crypto at trillionaire.com.
Great to chat. We'll stay in touch. Appreciate your time on Ticker News today.
Thank you.
All right, quick look at the markets now. Most US equities declined overnight, and Treasury yields